Listen up, agents. About 7 months ago, I was visited by a wise sage who opened my eyes to a mechanic that I missed. Look at that code from the decompiled UC file and tell me what you see. Yes, Deus Ex does have a simulated bullet drop mechanic, but done in a really, really terrible way. Back to basics first, in case someone doesn't know what bullet drop is. In real life, ballistics like bullets fired from a gun or cannon or whatever loses energy pretty much as soon as it leaves the barrel. The forces of gravity will act upon the projectile and pull it towards the ground. This means that if your target is really, really far away, your bullet will not go to where your barrel's pointing. Instead, it'll end up way lower because gravity causes the bullet to drop. Wow, you might say. I'm surprised Deus Ex has this realistic mechanic. Does that mean Deus Ex models ballistics for their guns? Well, no, absolutely not. Deus Ex uses Hitscan for their guns and simulates bullet drop by trickery. And let me emphasize this point. It is done in a bad way. Okay, let's go through the second concept you must know, Hitscan. In the most basic terms, Hitscan means that a beam is drawn from the gun to the target instantaneously, and then applies damage if it hits something like a head. If it doesn't intersect a hitbox, it just misses. It's just a laser beam that goes pew and does math. So in Deus Ex, when you shoot something with your gun, it will draw a straight beam from your crosshair to that thing, assuming 100% accuracy. If you don't have 100% accuracy, the game will randomly deviate the endpoint. But it will still be a straight line from your crosshair to the endpoint all the same. But accuracy doesn't apply to the math of Deus Ex's fake bullet drop mechanic, so we can safely ignore it. Now that this is out of the way, I don't want people in comments going, "But how does accuracy affect this? What about accuracy? Meh, meh, meh." No, accuracy doesn't affect this effect. By the way, Hitscan weapons mean the pistols, shotgun, machine gun, sniper rifle, and melee weapons. Alright, now on to the meat and potatoes of this video. How does Deus Ex simulate bullet drop for Hitscan weapons, and why is it so poorly done? How? How? Ho? Ho? How? Well, there are two primary factors that play into this: accurate range and a maximum range. If a bullet is fired within the accurate range, damage is applied to the hitbox where it intersects. For pistols, this is 150 feet. So if I'm closer than 150 feet to my target, and my Hitscan beam goes through an enemy's head, then they'll be taking a lot of damage. But what if I'm further than the accurate range? What if I'm 300 feet away? Well, this is where things get interesting. I'm going to turn on targeting and my laser so that you know where I'm aiming. Look at this guy. He's nice and snug behind all this cover. I'm going to aim for his head, and his legs take damage. How was that even possible? This is how. If the gun is fired beyond its accurate range and intersects a hitbox, then for every unit beyond the accurate range, it will push the position of damage downwards. So at 300 feet, if you hit the head, the game will register the hit on the head, then artificially drag that hit location from the head to the bottom of the model, and you'll end up hitting the feet. Make no mistake, the game is not curving the bullet. It is not modeling ballistic trajectory. It's just making the hit location crawl down from the target's face to the target's legs, like a spider. Yes, imagine that. A spider jumping on your face, then crawling down to your feet, and only then does it bite. This means that even if the target's legs are impossible to hit, let's say, because they're behind cover, you will still end up damaging their legs by shooting their head from a range of 300 feet. Now you're asking, well, can I just aim a bit higher, like in real life, to compensate for bullet drop? The answer is no. Once again, the game is not modeling ballistics. If you aim higher, the Hitscan's ray will not intersect a hitbox, and this will be considered a miss. Remember the crawling spider? If you don't hit the model in the first place, the spider will not spawn and thus cannot bite. Yeah. Maybe this analogy isn't working. I don't know. Dear mine. Wait. Creepy name. It's involved me in nod for a bridge try digestion wellness cards. The ballosols in dear mamados. Narkante onot the ball tail what you buy in your. Olat shall drew about the deck when we can quartz and it push jeep ikers jelly brush range. Below, draw stars, Aki yes a model or la say. I know you go, but I ain't your star. This ain't doom. This is why this is such a poorly done mechanic in Deus Ex. Essentially, it makes it impossible to get headshots with Hitscan weapons if you are too far outside of accurate range. Realistically, you should be able to compensate by aiming higher, but because these are hit-scan weapons, you can't do that. Now you may ask, what if I shoot their feet at max range? Will the bullet drop below the model and do no damage? The answer is no. So, the bullet drop mechanic will not push the hit location below the model. This means that when you score a hit, no matter how low, it will, at minimum, always hit the feet. And what if you tried to shoot from beyond maximum range? Well, simple. The bullet ceases to exist after the max range. But what can you do? Is there an exception to this rule? Funny enough, yes. And it's such a meme. To overcome this artificial bullet drop, you need the high ground! Even a slight elevation will mean you can start popping heads again. So take note, agents. If you want to take out someone beyond your gun's accurate range, you need elevation. If your target is beyond the accurate range of the weapon and you are level or on lower ground, don't take the shot. Alright, thank you for listening, agents. I wanted to make this video like 7 months ago and have finally finished it. I hope you found this video helpful, or at least interesting. If anything, it'll explain why you can never land those long-range pistol headshots. Thanks for being subscribers, and thanks for your patience and support. Bye, agents.